In the year 2149, space was no longer silent. It was loud with signals, warnings, and dangers. But one signal was different. Ethan Cole, a human space mechanic, was working on his small ship near the border of the dark nebula. He was not a soldier, not a hero, just a man fixing ships and staying away from trouble. But then, his computer beeped. Distress signal detected. Ethan frowned. This part of space was empty. No stations, no colonies, no traffic. The signal was old style. Broken, but there was something strange. It wasn't just static dot, there was a scream. A real, terrified scream, quick and painful. It lasted for only a second, but it hit Ethan deep inside. He tried to trace it. The signal came from a drifting alien ship just a few light minutes away. Ethan hesitated. This could be a trap, he said to himself. But still, he turned his ship toward the source. The alien ship was badly damaged. Its engines were offline, and its hull was full of burn marks. No weapons fired back. No communication. But his sensors showed life signs faint and fading. Ethan wore his suit, grabbed his tool pack, and entered the alien ship carefully. Inside, it was dark. Walls were cracked. Sparks flew from broken panels. It smelled like smoke and blood. Then he heard something. A cough. He followed the sound and found a small room. Inside were 4 alien women. Their skin was a soft silver blue. Their eyes glowed faintly. They looked weak, scared, and hurt. One of them raised her hand slowly. "You human?" she asked, her voice shaking. Ethan nodded. "I'm here to help. Can you walk?" She pointed to the others. "They need help. Pirates. They attacked us." Ethan's heart sank. Space pirates were not a joke. They didn't leave survivors. If these women were alive, then... Suddenly, Ethan's ship AI sent a message to his earpiece. Multiple ships detected. Unidentified. Approaching fast. His hands went cold. The pirates were coming back. Ethan quickly helped the alien women to his ship. 2 of them could walk with help. One was unconscious. The last one, the leader, was bleeding but alert. Just as he sealed the doors. Red lights flashed on his screen. 5 pirate ships, armed, closing in. "I can't outrun them," Ethan whispered. But there was one crazy option, a broken wormhole nearby. It was old and unstable. Using it was suicide. But it was also their only chance. He pushed the engines to max. The ship shook violently as they entered the wormhole. Lights bent. Time twisted. The women screamed. Ethan held the controls tight. Then, everything went black. When Ethan woke up, his ship was floating in empty space. Systems were damaged but alive. The wormhole had thrown them somewhere unknown, but they were safe, for now. He checked the crew bay. The alien women were resting. He walked in quietly. The leader sat up. She looked at him with tired but curious eyes. "You saved us," she said softly. "I couldn't leave you behind," Ethan replied. She touched her chest. "I am Kalara, daughter of the House of Veltar." Ethan blinked. That name sounded familiar. It was a royal house from the distant star systems. Why were royal bloodlines hiding in empty space? Before he could ask, she said something that made his blood run cold. "You're not just a mechanic." "Are you?" Ethan stared at her. "What do you mean?" Kalara looked deeper into his eyes. "When I touched your hand back on the ship, I saw a vision, a fire, a throne, a war. You were standing in the center. I'm just a human." Ethan said, backing away. She shook her head. "No, you're more than that. Someone sent you. Someone wanted you to find us." Ethan's heart pounded. This wasn't just about pirates. This was something bigger. Something planned. And Ethan Cole, the simple space mechanic, was now at the center of a story that could shake the galaxy. Ethan didn't sleep that night. He sat in the cockpit, staring at the stars, but they looked different now, quieter, almost like they were watching him. Behind him, 4 alien women were resting, each carrying more than wounds. They carried secrets, and one of those secrets now lived inside Ethan's head. Kalara's words kept echoing. You're not just a human. Someone sent you. But who? And why? The next morning, Ethan checked the ship's map. The wormhole had dropped them far outside known space. Fuel was low, supplies were limited, and worse, his ship's beacon was still active. If I can find them, they can find me, he whispered. He powered down all systems except life support and drifted in silence. Kalara entered the cockpit, her movements still weak but graceful. She sat beside him, holding a glowing sphere. This ship is not safe, she said. They will find us again. Ethan nodded. I know, I just don't know where to go. Kalara placed the sphere on the console. It lit up with a 3D map of deep space, showing hidden paths, old trade routes, and something Ethan had never seen before, a blinking red system. What is that? He asked. A ghost system, she said. Dead for 300 years. No life, no signals, but the pirates won't look there. Ethan didn't ask questions. He turned the ship. They reached the dead system in 6 hours. A burnt-out star floated in the center. Old satellites drifted like skeletons. It was cold and lifeless, perfect for hiding. Ethan docked the ship inside a broken mining station. The metal walls groaned, but they held. For now, they were safe. Inside the station, Kalara and the other women treated their wounds. Ethan explored the dark corridors, trying to find power sources, food, anything. That's when he found something strange. An old human flag. It was faded, burned, and stuck to a control panel. He touched it, confused. Humans had never colonized this part of space, right? Suddenly, Kalara appeared behind him. This was once your people's land, she said. Long ago, Ethan turned. That's not possible. We only started deep space travel 100 years ago. Kalara shook her head. That's what they told you. Later, around a small fire made from emergency heat rods, the group shared food. Cubes. The youngest alien girl, Lyra, asked Ethan, why did you save us? Most humans fear us. I didn't think about it, Ethan said. I just did what was right. Kalara watched him closely. Your instinct to protect, it's rare in these stars. Ethan looked away. I fix ships. I'm not a hero. Kalara smiled, but her eyes were sad. You don't know what you are yet. That night, Ethan dreamed. He was standing on a burning bridge, holding a weapon made of light. Around him, alien ships and human fighters battled in chaos. He saw a face in the sky, a woman made of stars, whispering his name. When he woke up, his arms were shaking. He wasn't alone in the room. One of the alien women, Sari, stood by the door. I saw it too, she whispered. We are connected now. You were chosen. Ethan sat up. What do you mean? There's something inside you. It woke up when you touched Kalara. The pirates know. That's why they want her. And now, they'll want you too. Ethan felt his skin grow cold. Back in the cockpit, the ship's radar flashed. New contact. Small ship. No ID. Approaching fast. Ethan powered down again, hiding in the darkness of the station. The ship circled once, then left. But Kalara said something chilling. That wasn't a pirate ship. That was a hunter drone from Earth. Ethan stared at her. Earth sent that? Why? Kalara looked away. Because someone powerful doesn't want us alive. And you were never supposed to hear our signal. Ethan was seeing things. He stood alone in the control room of the dead mining station. The screens were dark. The lights flickered. But the reflection in the window was wrong. In the glass, he saw himself, but older and wearing armor. The image blinked and disappeared. For 3 days, the group stayed hidden in the dead system. Ethan repaired the engines. Kaylara used her healing crystal to treat the others. The youngest girl, Lyra, laughed for the first time since they escaped. But peace never lasts in space. On the 4th night, the shadows returned. A strange signal echoed through the station, soft, musical, like a voice trying to sing without words. Ethan tried to trace it, but the signal bounced everywhere. It wasn't pirate code. It wasn't human. Kaylara listened with fear in her eyes. "That's a core whisper," she said. "Ancient tech. Old as time. Someone activated something buried in this station. Sorry, check the map. We're not alone anymore." They moved quickly. Ethan, Kaylara, and Lyra climbed into the lower tunnels of the mining station. Following the strange sound, the tunnels were cold and narrow. Old mining bots lay broken on the floor. Then, behind a rusted door, they found a glowing wall. It wasn't part of the human station. It was alien. Smooth, silver black, humming with power. Ethan stepped closer. The wall responded. A symbol lit up, then another. Then a doorway opened. Inside was a chamber full of floating stones, each carved with glowing marks. At the center, a large crystal pulsed slowly. Kaylara gasped. "This is not possible. It's a memory core." From the First Alliance. Ethan looked confused. "First Alliance?" Kaylara nodded slowly. "Before your Earth was born, humans were part of something great, a union between species. But it was erased." Ethan touched the crystal. A flash of light hit his mind. He saw himself, or someone who looked like him, standing beside alien kings and queens, holding a blade made of stars. He heard voices call him the gatekeeper. He saw Earth burning. And then forgotten. He stumbled back, gasping. Kaylara, it caught him. "It's waking inside you. Your blood remembers." Before Ethan could respond, Lyra screamed. They ran back to the station's top level. Sari was fighting with a tall figure in dark armor. No face, no voice, just shadows. The figure moved fast, too fast. Ethan aimed his plasma tool and fired. The figure dodged, but the light burned part of its armor, showing wires underneath. "It's not alive," Kaylara said. "It's a machine sent to erase the memory core." They fought together. Ethan used every trick he knew, locking doors, boosting lights, using magnet pulses. Finally, Kaylara unleashed a burst of energy from her hand. The figure fell and disappeared into black smoke. Later, while resting, Ethan asked, "Who are these machines?" Kaylara looked serious. "They are called the Silencers, built by a hidden force that wants all ancient knowledge destroyed. If the core woke up, they know where we are," Ethan sighed. "So we keep running?" Kaylara shook her head. "No, we go to the core system, the last free world still loyal to the old alliance. They'll protect us, and maybe explain why you were chosen." Ethan stared at the stars ahead. "And if they don't?" Kaylara answered softly, "Then we fight. With you or without you." Ethan didn't respond. But inside, something had changed. The shadows were watching him, and maybe he was ready to watch back. Ethan never trusted dreams, but tonight's dream was different. He stood on a battlefield made of glass. Stars were falling like rain. Kaylara was screaming his name, but her voice echoed through two mouths, one crying for help, the other laughing. And behind her, one of the alien women raised a blade and stabbed Ethan in the back. He woke up gasping, sweat on his forehead. Alarms were flashing. Warning, internal breach. Security access overridden. Ethan jumped from bed and ran toward the ship's core systems. Kelara and Lyra were already there, scanning controls. "Someone shut off the shields," Kelara said, and sent a message. Ethan stared at the screen. Location shared. Payment confirmed. Someone had betrayed them. Sari and the fourth woman, Mira, stood nearby, confused. Or pretending to be. Ethan didn't know who to trust. He locked the ship and ran a security check. Only one person had touched the comms panel in the last hour. Mira. She noticed him watching. Her eyes narrowed, then softened. "It wasn't me," she whispered. But her hand moved toward her side, where a hidden knife was. Before Ethan could speak, Kelara shouted, "Get down!" Mira struck fast, sharp, controlled. But Ethan had trained in zero-G engineering. He dodged, caught her wrist, and slammed her into the control console. The knife clattered to the floor. Mira smiled as blood dripped from her lip. "You have no idea what you're holding. Human." Kelara's voice turned cold. "She's not one of us. Her aura's wrong. She's a spy." Ethan grabbed her collar. "Who sent you?" Mira laughed, even while bleeding. "You think pirates want Kelara? No, they want you. The mechanic with a forgotten key and his DNA. You're more dangerous than her." They locked Myra in the cargo bay. She didn't resist. "You're already too late," she whispered through the door. "They're coming, and this time they'll bring silence." With time running out, Ethan powered up the ship. The only safe place left was the core system, a neutral planet orbiting a white sun hidden behind ancient debris fields. As they flew through deep space, Lyra asked, "Why would someone betray their own people?" Kelara answered, "Not everyone is loyal to truth. Some serve fear." Ethan said nothing, but his mind was racing. Why did Myra say he was the target? What was inside him? And why were these strangers willing to die to protect him? The journey to the core system wasn't quiet. They passed wrecked ships, floating corpses, and a station that had gone dark only hours before. When they scanned it, they found one signal: silence is coming. Sari looked shaken. "They're wiping out anything connected to the memory core. Anyone who knows the old truth." Ethan turned to Kelara. "Then I need to know it. No more secrets." Kelara nodded. "You were never just a mechanic, Ethan. You're a gateburn." As the ship entered the core system's outer ring, massive energy fields lit up around them. Hundreds of automated weapons locked on, then powered down as Kelara showed her mark, the royal seal of Veltar. A voice welcomed them. "Kelara Veltar, you are cleared for landing, and your guest is expected." Ethan blinked. "Expected? How?" Kelara's voice was heavy. "Because long ago, the core promised to protect the gateburn when the stars began to fall." Back in the cargo bay, Mira smiled to herself in the dark. Not even locked doors could stop what was coming. And the worst betrayal hadn't happened yet. The moment Ethan stepped off the ship, the ground beneath him responded, not shaking, not breaking, but welcoming, as if the land itself had been waiting for him. The others didn't feel it. Only him. They had landed on Arcanus, the hidden moon of the core system, a silent world of silver sand and tall glowing stones. No cities, no people in sight. Only the Watchers, ancient sentinels built before human history. Tall metal figures, shaped like knights, lined the path ahead. They didn't move until Ethan took one step forward. Then every single one knelt. Kelara's eyes widened. "By the stars. It's true, you carry the seed." An old man appeared from the temple gate. He wore dark robes and had golden eyes that didn't blink. "Welcome, Gateborn," the man said to Ethan. "You've come home?" Though late, Ethan didn't understand. "What are you talking about? What's the seed? Why me?" The old man said nothing. He only pointed to the temple. "Inside. It will show you." They entered the temple, a place older than Earth's first cities. Symbols danced across the walls. Stars moved on the ceiling. The air felt alive, like it could breathe. In the center was a pedestal, and resting on it, a weapon. Not a gun, not a sword. A light spick, pulsing, silent, shaped like pure energy, waiting for someone to hold it. Ethan reached out, and the weapon chose him. It floated into his hand, reacting to his touch, glowing with power. Flashes hit his mind again: war, fire, betrayal, and one name repeated over and over: Gateburn. Kelara and the others watched in silence. The old man finally spoke. "You are not just Ethan Cole. You are the last child of the forgotten war. Your bloodline was hidden because the stars feared what you could become." Ethan stared at the weapon. "I don't want to be part of a war." "But you already are," the man said, "and you're holding the only thing that can stop it." Suddenly, alarms rang through the temple. Lyra ran in, terrified. "They found us. A fleet is entering the system." Kelara turned to the old man. "Can the core defend itself?" The man shook his head. "Not anymore. We gave up weapons long ago. We chose peace." Ethan gripped the light spick tighter. "Then I'll defend it." Back at the landing zone, the sky turned dark. Dozens of ships appeared, black, silent, with no signals. The silencers had arrived. They weren't here to talk. They were here to erase. Ethan climbed a high tower with Kelara. The others prepared for evacuation. The weapon in Ethan's hand changed, forming armor around him, light weaving into his skin like memory returning home. Kelara looked at him with awe and sadness. "You were never meant to live an ordinary life," she said. "I didn't live one," Ethan replied. "I just didn't know it yet." As the first ships descended, Ethan jumped from the tower, straight into battle. The light spick blazed in his hand, tearing through the dark. He wasn't a soldier, he wasn't a king, but in that moment, he was the weapon the galaxy forgot, and now it remembered. The stars were on fire. From the edge of Arcanus' sky, Ethan watched as the black ships of the silencers began their descent, silent, perfect, and heartless. No warnings, no demands. Just death. But Ethan didn't run. He stood at the center of the temple roof, surrounded by glowing stones, the light spick alive in his hand. His armor pulsed like a heartbeat. Kelara stood beside him, her eyes burning with fear. And something more. Faith. 30 minutes ago, the people of Arcanus were told to evacuate. Shuttles rose like birds in the night sky. Children cried. Elders prayed. But Ethan stayed. Not because he wanted to be brave, because he had to be the shield. From the main tower, Kelara's voice echoed across the valley. To those still listening, Ethan Cole, a human, stands between us and the bay. Dark. He is Gateburn. He carries what the stars once trusted. We do not surrender. We stand. The first blast hit the temple wall. Then another. Stone cracked. Statues fell. But the Watchers, ancient, rusted metal giants, woke from their long sleep. One by one, they rose, forming a wall of guardians around Ethan. They did not speak. They did not question. They only followed him. Down below, sorry. And Lyra led the resistance fighters, a small army of core survivors and exiles. Most had never fought in real war, but they fought for Ethan. Now, because they had seen the truth. And the truth had teeth. As the silencers dropped soldiers, machines wrapped in black armor, eyes glowing red. Ethan moved. Fast, focused. Light spick in his hand changed shape as he fought, sword, shield, bow, reacting to his thoughts. Every hit from him burned like a star. The machines began to fall, but the silencers had a secret. From the lead ship, something descended. A figure made of shifting metal and broken voices. It looked almost human, but its face Was Ethan's. Kelara gasped. Sorry, froze. Ethan hesitated. The fake Ethan spoke in 100 voices. You were made to serve, not lead. Ethan stepped forward. I was made to protect. And then they clashed. The battle was brutal. Energy lit the sky. The earth cracked under their feet. The light spick screamed in Ethan's hand. The mirror version of him matched every move. He was fighting his own code. Every memory. Every weakness. Every fear. High above, Kelara watched the fight, but her hands trembled. She turned to the temple elder. If he dies, the elder nodded, then we all do. Kelara clenched her fists. No more watching. She ran toward the battlefield. Ethan was falling. The fake Ethan had found an opening. He struck Ethan across the chest, sending him crashing into the ruins of a watcher. Pain filled his body. But Kelara appeared, kneeling beside him. You're not alone. She whispered. And placed her hand on his chest. Light exploded, not from the weapon, but from both of them. Kelara's mark lit up. Ethan's armor responded. The ground beneath them cracked, and a shock wave spread in all directions. The machine stopped moving. The fake Ethan screamed, his form twisting, glitching, failing. Ethan stood again. Together with Kelara, he delivered the final strike. The enemy shattered. The sky went quiet. The battle was over, but not the war. Ethan looked at the broken battlefield. Bodies, fire, silence. He dropped the light spike. He was shaking. Kelara placed a hand on his shoulder. You were the last weapon, she said. Ethan looked at her. No, I was just the last to remember. Far in the darkness of space, a signal. Blink. Watching. Waiting. The real enemy had seen everything, and it had just begun to move. It didn't feel like victory. The stars were quiet now. No more burning skies. No more sirens. But Ethan Cole stood alone on the deck of a silver ship, dressed in ceremonial robes he didn't ask for, holding a medal shaped like a star. That meant nothing to him. The Galactic Peace Council had gathered for the first time in 50 years. Leaders from over 30 systems watched as Kelara stepped forward and raised her voice. This man, this human, saved not just a people, but a memory, a truth, and a future. Applause filled the grand chamber. Cameras floated. Children waved banners. A galaxy was celebrating, but Ethan's eyes weren't on the crowd. They were on the dark spot in the sky behind the council dome, because something still wasn't right. Later, when the crowd had gone and stars returned to silence, Kelara found Ethan sitting alone beside a balcony overlooking the galactic sea. You should smile, she said. I can't, he replied, because it's not over? He looked at her, because I saw something. When the fake version of me collapsed, I saw its memory. And it wasn't working alone. Kelara sat beside him. What did you see? A door, Ethan said quietly, in the center of nothing. And a voice behind it said, this was only a test. The next day, a private file was delivered to Ethan. No sender. No source. Inside were blueprints, Earth origin. Files erased from history. They showed a project, Gateburn Initiative, dozens of children, cloned, modified, hidden across the stars. Ethan's name was listed. So were many others. Most were marked as destroyed. He showed the file to Kelara. They made me, he said. And I wasn't the only one, but I may be the last. Kelara looked away. Then someone is still hiding the truth. Ethan stood, holding the light spick again, now quiet, but never dead. I didn't come this far just to wear a medal. Before sunrise, Ethan left the Corps. No speech. No farewell. Only a simple message left behind. If I was built to open doors, then I'll find the ones still locked. Far across the galaxy, in a place without maps, something blinked awake. A being of pure thought whispered, "Another gate burn survives." And somewhere in the dark, another Ethan opened his eyes.